what can I say? Card advantage is card advantage. When you get it, you get it. I'll see you guys. Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Draft Magic the Gathering, Round 3. I think even if I lose this game, I'm going to end up... posting this on YouTube, even if it's a 1-2, which sucks because, mainly because I'm having fun. The last loss was pretty fast, pretty furious. We're against BLC1 here, and he's got this, don't know what that is. And we get this hand, and I don't think I can mold this hand, so I'm not going to. He's going to play first because it's limited, and generally speaking, people play first in limited. I believe he's watching replays, so hopefully, if we're really lucky, he's not multi-queuing. If he is, well, there'll be lots of pauses and stuff like that, and I'll probably rage out. Here, the double Sentinel Spider, Roaring Primadox hopefully gets us there. Roaring Primadox with anything to bounce kind of fails. I think he's watching a replay, so I will be back. Alright, he is back. He played a swap first and shipped the turn. My guess is he was just watching the replay. First thing we're going to do is go crack Evolving Wilds, getting ourselves a Plains. And ship the turn. Turn 2, Deadly Recluse. He's got a Bloodthorn Vampire, which is fine. We're stuck at upkeep again. Come on, man, don't be multi-queuing. I guess, since I don't want to have like 1.5 million pauses of the video, I'll talk about, I don't know. It's hard not to talk when we're playing. Deadly Recluse on 2, we have 4 mana. We're probably going to get to Sentinel Spider, I see. Turn 2 Bloodthorn Vampire, generally speaking, means that he has lots of Krenko's commands and stuff like that, but it's quite hard for me to tell. This has the feel of somebody who's multi-queuing. So... sadly, for my viewers, multi-queuing really doesn't help us very much. It's not very nice. So I'm going to pause it, and we'll be back in a second. Alright, my opponent returned, and we're going to punt. Playing the wrong land, being a turn behind, taking damage off the Bloodthorn Vampire. Can you tell I do not like... multi-queuers, Sam I am. Oh, we're taking 2 damage, that's lovely. I don't think he'll have another play. He does have another play. Interesting. So we'll play Deadly Recluse, ship the turn. I'm going to have to take 2 off the Bloodthorn Vampire, or probably 1 off the Duty Bound Dead with regen up. He doesn't leave regen mana up. I'm probably just going to prey upon the Exalted Creature. Maybe he'll fly in. Okay. Sacking the... You know what? No, that's incredibly good value. If he wants to do that, I'm very happy. He can sacrifice anything he wants to power up Bloodthorn Vampire, because it's dying. I don't think he expected me to block that way. He probably expected me to block the Dragon Hatchling. Since this is Swiss, a lot of people will play poorly into you, expecting you to misplay. You know, the rationale behind that is like only bad players play Swiss. And that's just not true. I always play Swiss until I've learned the format, and then I either move on or stop playing the format. So it's interesting, his deck, I mean, if you have lots of Exalted Creatures, that was fine. There's no 1 damage spells that I know of unless he's got a -1. Oh, Blade Dust Boar. Okay, sure. I don't really want to drop my O-Ring here. I mean, I could prey upon his Duty Bound Dead, which forces him to put his Blade Tusk Boar into my Deadly Recluse, and that would be a 3-for-1 off of my Deadly Recluse. Because he gets to... It's Intimidate, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I mean, this might seem a little bit aggressive, especially when I've been telling you guys just over and over again to... It is combat damage, I think. But anyway, yeah. I may end up O-ringing this just simply because it has Intimidate. I don't know what the guy has in his deck, and yeah, I'm not 100% sure what to do. And I mean, he's obviously multi-queuing. But I mean, we got a Bloodthrown Vampire off of it, which I'm happy to see. The Intimidate is tough. We don't have any artifact creatures, so maybe just getting rid of this and saving all of the damage is probably going to be the right play. I think I've talked myself into it. I don't like running out all my removal really, really fast, because if you're sitting there with like nothing to answer their creatures with, it kind of sucks. Here, I can count my Death Touch to kill his Duty Bound Dead, and realistically speaking, when somebody has any Exalted Triggers and Evasion, whether it happens to be Flying or whether it happens to be Intimidate, like the Blade Tusk Boar, it's really good idea to get rid of the Exalted creatures, if you can. And I guess that's, in a way, that's a little bit confusing, because sometimes the Exalted creatures are just super, super weak. But for me, the O-Ring here is good value. It's going to save me a lot of life, and like if he wants to hit me for 2 off his Dragon Hatchling, I can still trade my Deadly Recluse for his Dragon Hatchling and end up completely wiping his board. But I'm not going to do that, because I feel like Deadly Recluse is going to get me more value than that. So going to Mindclaw Shaman me and miss. So that Prey Upon ended up being really nice. Just going to write down my hand, double Sentinel Spider, Roaring Primadox. And Sentinel Spider I think is going to get him pretty good here. And I'm just going to jam one out. I could attack with my Deadly Recluse trading Mindclaw Shaman for him like that, but I still think I can do better. And Sentinel Spider's going to... I mean, I got double Sentinel Spider, Roaring Primadox here, right? So I'm going to get him with big boys. He's got 1 card in hand. I have 3. His misplay with the Bloodthrown Vampire ends up costing him a lot. I mean, he could have sacked Duty Bound Dead to the Bloodthrown Vampire to make my attack even worse. But I mean, you know, fighting double Sarah Angel with a 4/4 Ground Pounder to follow it up is really, really tough. I'm really, really liking Sentinel Spider, even though he hasn't really showcased himself very much. I mean, as a common, this card is just ridiculously powerful, and I think it makes Green's card pool really, really strong. If he has, like... I would feel bad about not attacking here, only if he had a removal spell. And so maybe taking the Mindclaw Shaman, forcing the trade is fine. I have 2 creatures in my hand which are good enough to hold his flyers back. I guess I'm going to throw Deadly Recluse at him. Either way, I get a damage off of it, and I don't think he can crack back at me with these 2. I mean, I'm probably going to end up trading Deadly Recluse for Drake Hatchling anyway, but I'm going to force him into taking the Mindclaw Shaman out. I mean, he hasn't used it, and I don't know if this is exactly correct, but I think me repping a much higher presence on board and not letting him double block is fine. I may end up regretting that if he goes like, you know, Thundermaw Hellkite this turn, and I can't kill it because I throw away a Deadly Recluse for a 2/2, I'll be sad. But I do have other answers in the deck to that creature, so it's not like we're totally at a loss. I also really like how Roaring Primadox is played so far. It doesn't seem like it did a lot, mainly because what it did is just dirtle around, but like, if I get that Angel, and I go Roaring Primadox, bounce the Angel, 2/2, give my Sentinel Spider 2/2, attack for 6, bounce the Angel, or bounce the Griffin, sorry, give my Spider 2/2 again, like, you could combo with Enter the Battlefield effects quite easily. If you had, say, especially if you have cards like Attendant Knight, or Captain of the Watch, that have like Enter the Battlefield tokens out. Because if you think about it, say you have, I mean, say playing green-white, you have the Trample Ring, you have the Crusader of Edric, and Bloodhunter Bat is fine, I suppose. I'll take the 2 damage, you'll gain the 2 life. I still like my attack here, and I like the fact that I have another Sentinel Spider to follow it up. The Dustdale Worm would really help us a lot, I think, in this game. I mean, he's already used 10 minutes of his 25, and I don't see this game ending very quickly. This one might end to a timeout simply because I like my chances versus him unless he goes like double murder and kills me. Excuse me. Double murder. I may end up not slamming my second Sentinel Spider just to force him to play around that, but we'll see. I mean, he's got one white up, which basically does nothing. There's no stave off or anything like that in this set. You know, he's allowed to blood hunt me all he wants. And he can chump if he wants here too. That's fine. We'll go to attacks. Yeah, I don't know. So he's just going to take 4. I'm going to go land and put out my second Sentinel Spider. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but I'd rather just have good protection, and then I'm 8 power attacking. He's just going to concede. Which was good because we were going to combo him to death. Good and bad. I mean, it is what it is. So, I didn't see a lot out of him, which makes it very hard to board. I'm going to keep the plummet in for sure. He showed me a bunch of flyers. I do like the Show of Valor, just as like a random combat trick to sort of try to get somebody with, but I don't think I'm going to drop Farseek for it. No, I don't think that can be right, so I'm just going to submit, and then we'll go to the next round. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying my videos so far. I'm sorry I haven't been able to upload more. I've actually had a hard time getting good matches in with M13, especially because I've drafted 2 decks, which basically were a complete waste of time. I also had a multi-queuer in the second pool, or in the third one I tried to do that just totally. I mean, I ended up losing that match, and he had like 29 seconds left on his clock. It was incredibly discourteous. But he conceded quickly, which I think means he didn't like his chances. You know, we had good card advantage, and I think that's going to be enough. I didn't end up siding in Elixir of Immortality, and since I don't really feel like having 1.5 million pauses in the video, I guess I'll talk to you guys about why. The reason I took it is really straightforward. There is a really good possibility that you can get milled out as a win condition. I don't know how likely it is to see it in a Swiss queue, just because people tend to be less skilled, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are less skilled. But if somebody is sitting there on 2 Vedelkin Entrancers milling you to death, the Elixir of Immortality goes a long way in just resetting your library. I mean, if they have, if you have 20 cards in your, it also basically kills Jace's Phantasm, which I don't know how relevant that is, but as you can see, this guy is obviously multi-queuing. He's taking the full time to play out his other match, which sucks for us, but it is what it is. And I'll try not to complain too much about multi-queuing, even though I find it really frustrating. I don't know why you would multi-queue in Swiss either. Mainly, the reason I don't know why you would do that is because the prize pool is so low, and multi-queuers is usually looking to take really big advantage of prize pools. So like 4-3s, even 8-4s would be better. I mean, if you're multi-queuing, generally I like to think that you're a more skilled player, and there's all those kinds of things. So if he doesn't come back before, or like if he sits and waits at the coin toss, then I'm going to pause the video, because you guys don't want to listen to me talk any more than you already have to. Anyway, so far I've been very happy with this deck, aside from the blowout in game 2, but that does sometimes happen. Some people draft either better decks or they play better than you. And I don't know what I can say otherwise.